Audio Jungle.
Welcome to the 2016 March Madness preview. I'm Andy Fascia.
And I'm Ryan Dallas.
Alright, so let's start in the South. We're going to go through our Elite 8 picks and then just work our way up to the championship game. In the South, I'm going to have Kansas beating Villanova to reach the Final Four.
Yeah, I'm going to have the same with Kansas beating Villanova. Kansas is probably my favorite coming out of the South bracket because they're such a complete team and they have such a good coach, and they're a team that likes to produce in the tournament too. So I have them going to the Final Four and meeting the winner of the West bracket, which we think is going to be either Oregon or A&M. Who do you have?
I'm going to go in A&M in this one. Oregon, I mean, people say that they don't deserve a 1. I kind of disagree. I mean, they've had a really good year, but I think A&M with a little more experience and a little more size is just going to out-tough them and reach Houston.
Yeah, I'm going to go the opposite way. I'm going to go with Oregon. I think the athleticism of Oregon's starting 5. They don't go too deep. I think they go about 8 deep on their rotation. Dana Altman also won Pac-12 Coach of the Year. They have really good talent out there in Oregon, and with Boucher on the inside, I think that they can beat A&M handily and meet Kansas in Houston.
I mean, I'm just still going to go with A&M. I just think Caruso and Daniel House are a really good backcourt, and Tyler Davis is just a monster in the middle.
Yeah, that's fair enough because I think that it's a toss-up in this one, but I've just seen more of Oregon's games, so I can see them going pretty far, maybe even beating Kansas. So we're going with that side of the bracket. We're going to go with the East. So who do you have in the East?
In the East, I'm going to go with North Carolina over Xavier.
Yeah, I have the same going for you. I'll have North Carolina going over Xavier. I think that North Carolina's bigs are too much of a factor with Meeks and Bryce Johnson. You also have Marcus Page in there at a point guard spot. So I think UNC gets out of the East, and we're going to have them facing the winner of the Midwest, which is going to be...
I'm going to go UVA.
Yeah, I'm going to go UVA too. Cavaliers had a great season this year. Malcolm Brogdon was recently named a top 4 finalist of the Naismith Player of the Year. He's going to carry this team. Prentice is a great counterpart at the point guard spot. So I can see them reaching the Final Four and facing UNC.
You could see, I think I'm going to have them beating Gonzaga in the Elite 8 in that region. There might be a little bit of trouble with how good Gonzaga's bigs are, but I think Gill, as just an energy and just a guy who you want down the middle, will be able to solve Sabonis and Wiltshire.
Yeah, I think this was honestly cracked wide open when Michigan State lost in the first round in a huge upset to Middle Tennessee State. No one saw it coming. A lot of people had Michigan State coming out of this region and being the champion, but as soon as they lost, I think it was all UVA.
Yeah, I think UVA's experience and just guards are always what carries teams in this tournament. And I mean, UVA's got 2 of the best ones in the country.
Yeah, so I don't think there's any question with that one. I think UVA will meet North Carolina in the Final Four. So we're going to go back to the other side of the bracket now. We're going to have Kansas against A&M. Okay, so who wins in that one?
In my opinion, I think Kansas just wins just because A&M, they have size, but Kansas has that too. A&M, they have good guard play. Kansas has that too. Kansas has everything that, they check every box on, what you want a team to be. They go too deep. They have NBA prospects. They have veteran leadership. Kansas is just the more complete team.
Yeah, even though I have them facing Oregon, I still think Kansas wins. Kansas, as you mentioned, is a complete team. I don't see many teams beating them. I do think if there was any team that would match up well with them, it's West Virginia, and they got knocked out in the first round anyways. So that's not going to matter. I think Oregon, they had a good run as a 1 seed, great year, but I don't think anyone can match up with the Jayhawks right now.
Yeah. All right, then going to the other side of the bracket, we're going to have North Carolina playing UVA in the ACC title game rematch.
This one's going to be a little hard. It's because there's such different teams with UNC playing the big man card and UVA playing the guard card. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with UNC only because of Bryce Johnson inside. Such a big factor at the power forward spot. Double machine. I can understand why UVA would win because of the good guard play with Prentice and Brogdon, but I think that UNC will have to pull this one out. It's going to be tough and it's going to be a tight one, but I think the Tar Heels are going to get it.
I'm going to disagree just because I feel like as good of a coach Roy Williams is, I feel like he hasn't done his best job with his squad just because as good of an inside team they could be, sometimes they feel too much like an outside team and rely on the three-pointer too much with Joel Berry and some of their other guards. And when they do that, they get out of, what their real identity is. And UVA knows exactly who they are as a defensive first team. And I just think Malcolm Brogdon, he's definitely a top 5 player. And I don't know if UNC has a guard that can match up with him. So I'm going to pick UVA to go to the title game.
UNC and UVA also split the season series 1-1 during the regular season, and they met in the ACC championship, where UNC handily defeated UVA by about a 20-point margin. So I think if you're looking at that, that can be a good indicator about who's going to win that one. But it's also March Madness, so you never know. Anything can happen. So you would have UVA facing Kansas in the championship. Who do you think wins that one?
In that matchup, I'm going to go UVA just to digress from the #1 overall seed. I know that's kind of a bad reason to pick against Kansas and how great of a team they are this year, but I just feel like UVA, they lost early last year to Michigan State in the second round. I just think Brogdon, Fuentes, they really look good to me all tournament and all season long. I just feel like they have the complementary pieces that can allow Tony Bennett and the crew to make a run.
Yeah, Tony Bennett, a really good coach out there in Charlottesville, young guy. So I'm going to have North Carolina facing Kansas, and I think Kansas takes this one. Kansas just matches up well with UNC. You mentioned that they're a complete team. They check every box. Right now, it's UNC's strong. So their strength is going to be their inside presence, and I think Kansas matches up well with them in that case. Also, they have better guards, in my opinion, with Mason. Yeah, I'm gonna take the Jayhawks in this one. They're the #1 overall seed, and I think they deserve that seed. And yeah, anything else we have to mention?
I don't know, just enjoy the rest of the tournament and thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks guys. See you guys later.